Welcome back, everybody. It's Brandon with the Aren't You Glad I Said It podcast, back with another episode for you guys in the new setup. You know, we're here for, Aren't You Glad I Said It with Dare. But look, yeah, I'm excited. The last video dropped. I know I said it was just like a setup video, ended up running longer than I thought just to do the test, just to get the microphone right. I decided not to go with the Rode mic. It's not that I don't like it for certain situations, but I think just being here talking to you guys, this right now is probably going to be the best setup. Just like when the vocals came in on that transition, it was just buttery smooth. And so I want to keep that feeling going on. You know what I'm saying? So I want to be heard. And, I just wanted to be clear. So figure we're going to rock out with this new mic, man. Today, I want to talk about a book I've been reading. And, I've been reading it for like a year. And I decided, like, because I started reading it and it's more like poetry than anything. It's called The Prophet by Kahlil Gibran. I don't know if that's in focus. Hope you guys can see it. But yeah, Kahlil Gibran. It's a dope book, and the embroidery is super nice. I like the gold leaf even on the sides of it. They did a really good job. I just got this at Barnes and Nobles for um I think I got it at Barnes and Nobles for like 7, 8 bucks. It wasn't even expensive. It was a part of like a series. They had a bunch of stuff like The Hobbit and several other books that they were doing as like classics in this style and this format. So that was pretty cool. I saw it and I was like, I've been hearing about this book. Let me grab it, see what it's about. So, but the reason I've been reading it for a year is not that it's been taking me that long. Obviously, the book is like crazy thin. But more importantly, it's a poetry form. And so with the poetry style, I don't want to just read it and just like have heard it and that's it. It's one of those books I think that you read and you internalize. So what I've been doing lately is I'm taking each chapter of it and I'm going through it and I want to read it for that day several times and really try to take in the message, right? Like today, what is the chapter I left off on? I have marked here. Let me check my cheat sheet. Um, on work, right? I don't know if that's probably too far away for you guys to see, but either way, it's on work. And basically it's about like this love affair, not a love affair, but loving what it is that you do. And it's so funny because the video before the last one, I talked about why you should travel, right? And remember how I said it's perspective. Perspective is why you should travel, why anyone should travel, whether that's perspective for meeting new people, new experiences, or just being in nature and getting a perspective from that, right? Remember the whole idea of every tree is different from another tree, every blade of grass is different from another one. So, what we gain from these experiences in life change how we view it and ultimately should, if you're paying attention or if you're in tune, it should make you a better person all around. That's essentially what this whole book is about. And this chapter in particular on work, I thought we discuss it, dive into a little bit and see where it takes us. So I was out today, grabbed the Apollo Go scooter and was zooming around the neighborhood. And I had went down to my favorite juice spot and they ended up being closed. And I was actually going to edit a scooter video. And just because I wanted to be able to edit in 4K, which is why I need to upgrade my Mac. It's craziness that I can't do it right. But I went there to be able to use to get a smoothie and to be able to edit this video. So what ended up happening is they were closed. So me thinking like, ah man, I'm just gonna turn around, head back home, and start that journey. And crazy enough, I'm riding by the park along the water's edge, and it's just it was just beautiful. I get to this one spot and I'm just like legitimately in awe. And it like how they say like, oh, it took my breath away. This literally was a moment where it felt like, oh my gosh, I really I am impressed. And so I had to stop the scooter, hop off, and head over to the water and just literally just start chilling. I'm looking at this area and I'm like, yo, you know what? I have to get some of this on film. And and from that point, I decided, you know what, I might as well do my grounding here. So I take my shoes, socks off, get comfortable, and I realized like This is why you bring the prophet with you. The prophet goes everywhere so that you can boop pull it out right when you need it. And so I ended up sitting there and getting some good vibes in, and I ended up being there for like an hour and some change, rereading this passage. And there are just a couple things in here that I want to highlight because I thought they would be really awesome to share with everybody if you haven't read the book, and even if you have. So this one verse says, "Always you have been told that work is a curse and labor a misfortune. But I say to you that when you work, you fulfill a part of Earth's furthest dream, assigned to you when that dream was born. And in keeping yourself with labor, you are in truth loving life. And to love life through labor is to be intimate with life's inmost secret." I thought that was just phenomenal when I read that, because to me it speaks to the true expression of loving what it is that you do. And I think a lot of people get caught out there not enjoying what it is they do. I personally, right now, I work a job where I wouldn't say I love what I do, but I have tweaked it and flexed it to the point where I have started finding love in my regular life. And that has thus spilled over into my job, where now when I'm doing my job, I'm like full of energy, I'm full of spirits, and I can't get out of this happiness mood or this joyous moment when I'm working or when I'm just doing other things that I consider work too. Like even shooting this is I consider it work, but it's like what type of work is it, right? Because am I enjoying this type of work? Yes. And I think that's what like the whole chapter kind of sums up. You know what I mean? You want to be able to enjoy what it is you're doing. And so how he closes up this chapter, I thought was just absolutely epic. Um it starts, "Work is love made visible. And if you cannot work with love, but with only distaste, it is better that you should leave your work and sit at the gate of the temple and take alms of those who work with joy. For if you bake bread with indifference, you bake a bitter bread that feeds but half man's hunger. And if you grudge the crushing of the grapes, your grudge distills a poison in the wine. And if you sing though as angels and love not the singing, you muffle man's ears to the voices of the day and the voices of the night." Amazing. Like this is legitimately what work should be, right? We get caught up in this rat race where we're running here, running there, doing this, doing that. People clocking into jobs and clocking out of jobs they absolutely hate. And I hear it all the time. Back when I didn't work from home, I was like in a break room. You could not find someone or some people in a corner somewhere just cozied up, just talking about how much they hate work. Like, oh, this joint sucks or that sucks, and I hate being here, or this supervisor sucks, this manager sucks, whatever it is. Like it was always something negative being passed around. And it's that type of bitterness that the book was talking about, right? If you do something with bitter intent or ill intent, that's the message, and that's what gets passed out. I was recently having this conversation about the danger of eating out at restaurants, because you eat at a restaurant thinking, I'm just eating food, I'm just eating what I want to eat. However, that's not true. You are eating the intent that someone put into the food, right? So this is a dangerous moment because you're actually taking in the emotions that someone else passed into that food from their work. And this is actually where like blessings came from. People bless their food, right? Because they want to remove as much as the negative energy as possible. And then you get into halals and kosher foods because they further take, advantage of like, how do we kill it? What's the intent? What's the message? What's the energy we're passing through this action? And that's so powerful because we need to do everything with intention, but also we need to make sure we aren't working with negative intent, because this is how, like, you ever do something or go somewhere and you feel like just like a negative vibe in the air or negative energy. It's because most likely somebody just passed through there and their negativity was so freaking strong that you just boom, you just crash right into it and you just felt that, right? So we need to be super super intentional about what it is that we decide to do, and how we go about it. So if you're working somewhere, let's say it's even a job that you don't like. Say, for example, the worst job I can think of personally is like cleaning toilets. You know, everyone's worst job might be something different. Actually, skydiving's right up there because if I had to be a skydiving instructor, I'm gonna hate that job every day because I can't jump out of planes. But whatever your worst job is, try to find a silver lining in what it is you're doing. That could be budgeting towards moving to a different area, a different city. That could be in gaining skills and knowledge so that you can move up to a different position where you're not doing what you hate. It could be um, a challenge that you made for yourself in order to overcome a fear or some angst or whatever you might, be going through. You can always put a silver lining into what it is that you're doing, right? It's that old saying, the glass is half full. I always counter that with, whether it's half full or half empty, I'm going to drink it anyway, right? Because I'm going into this thing knowing that what I want out of it is joy, and what I want to bring to it is joy. So I'm going to come into it with joy, I'm going to give joy, and I'm going to leave with joy. You know what I'm saying? Because I want my day to be joyous all the time, right? So if you want to join us at Aren't You Glad I Said It podcast, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. You know what I mean? And come with us because we're going to have talks like this all the time. And I'll probably break down more pieces of this book because literally it's so perfect, pocket sized handbook that you can carry with you anywhere and just grab some quick knowledge or some inspiration out of there, some joy, and go about your day, man. So if you liked it, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Come back, check the comments. I do respond to every single comment. So if you have a question or anything, or you want me to read a different book or whatever, please feel free to drop that in the link below. Drop that below. And check out also in the link below on blog site behumanmedia.blog. Some great articles in there if you're interested. If you're looking for something that is joyful and that will improve your mood, we got a lot of articles on that site that will actually get you to that point. So check that out at behumanmedia.blog. In the meantime, guys, man, it's Brandon. Well, aren't you glad I said it? Have a good day. Peace.